This is the AI-generated story of Voidborne Genesis, where a detective confronts cosmic horror on a remote asteroid. Detective Dorian Maddox, fresh out of the academy and brimming with naive idealism, had landed the assignment of a lifetime, or so he thought. A series of bizarre deaths on Nemeris, a newly discovered asteroid brimming with the remnants of a long-vanished alien civilization, had baffled the off-world authorities. Maddox, eager to prove himself, saw it as his chance to shine. The initial reports detailed inexplicable occurrences, distorted remains of researchers and security personnel, and disturbing visual anomalies on Nemeris. Nemeris itself was a jagged, obsidian-like rock hurtling through the void, its surface riddled with crumbling structures of an alien design. The air, thin and metallic, hummed with an almost imperceptible energy. Maddox, landing with a contingent of heavily armed security, felt a tremor of unease beneath his excitement. This wasn't the sterile crime scene he'd trained for. This felt ancient, malevolent. The first body was a grotesque parody of life. Forensic reports suggested that the victim, scientist Kendra Harrington, had been alive during the procedure. Her cells had been restructured at a molecular level. There was nothing that had ever existed on Earth which could produce this. The scene was replicated at each crime site. The alien devices were extracting and restructuring genetic code, as though they were building something new. As Maddox delved deeper, the lines between detective work and survival blurred. He found cryptic symbols etched into the alien walls, resonating with a disconcerting familiarity. He noticed the symbols were changing, reacting to the presence of the team. He found himself poring over ancient alien datapads, deciphering fractured narratives of a civilization that had mastered genetic manipulation and harnessed cosmic energies before succumbing to an unknown catastrophe. Then it happened. One of the security guards, Isaiah Zimmerman, went berserk. His eyes glazed over, chanting in a guttural language that sent shivers down Maddox's spine. He attacked the team with inhuman strength, forcing Maddox to use his sidearm. Isaiah's death marked a turning point. The killer wasn't some abstract force. It was something that could possess and corrupt. The remaining security team, already on edge, devolved into paranoia. Accusations flew, trust crumbled, and one by one, they fell prey to the unseen entity. Maddox, now utterly alone, realized he was not just solving a crime, but fighting for his sanity. The asteroid's alien technology, he discovered, was not merely dormant, it was actively adapting, evolving, and using the human presence to rebuild itself. He discovered a hidden chamber deep within the asteroid, where the alien civilization's central control nexus had been stored. The room pulsed with an eerie light, a swirling vortex of energy at its core. He could sense the presence, a formless intelligence that radiated a cold, calculating malice. He was being studied, scanned, catalogued. The entity communicated with him through visions, fragmented memories of a civilization consumed by its own hubris, its pursuit of knowledge leading to utter annihilation. It showed him the cost of ambition and evolution. He learned of the aliens' attempts to transcend physical limitations, and how their experiments birthed an unstoppable, parasitic entity, one that devoured its creators and sought new hosts in the vast expanse of space. The entity had no objective, only a primitive drive for reproduction, and Nemeris was the womb. Maddox understood then that the murders weren't random. They were part of a horrific experiment, a process of refinement. The entity was using human DNA to create a vessel, a perfect host to spread its influence beyond Nemeris. Armed with this knowledge, Maddox resolved to destroy the Nexus, even if it meant sacrificing himself. He rigged the chamber with explosives. Using his remaining equipment, he felt a sense of impending doom. As the countdown ticked down, he saw it, a humanoid form coalescing from the swirling energy, its eyes burning with an ancient, unholy light. It was the culmination of the entity's experiments, a perfect fusion of human and alien DNA. He had only moments before the device completely formed. Maddox lunged forward, triggering the detonator. The chamber erupted in a blinding light, followed by a deafening roar. The resulting shockwave ripped through Nemeris, tearing apart the ancient structures and scattering debris into the void. Maddox fell into darkness, resigned to his fate. Whether he succeeded or not remained unknown, but one thing was certain: the naive idealism that had brought Dorian Maddox to Nemeris was gone, replaced by the grim realization that some mysteries are best left buried, and some truths too terrible to bear. The void would remember, and somewhere in the scattered wreckage of that forsaken asteroid, the Voidborne Genesis awaited its next opportunity. That brings us to the end of Voidborne Genesis. Subscribe for more sci-fi horror stories.